Africans, okay, that don't live in America or are new to America. You have no...
Nazi zinjabo. Let's try like a listen to listen. Ooh, inserting yourself in conversations that have nothing to do with you. This is layered dialogue rooted in things that are too complex for you to comprehend. It's not your history and it's not your fight to referee. This kind of audacity is coming from comfort. And I don't blame you, because it was comfort that was given, not earned. And to be honest, the people who welcomed you into this space, the same ones who end up silenced when you overstep like this. If you understood what solidarity or being an ally is, you would have known not to speak over or center yourself. And definitely not trying to discipline black people like you are the authority, because you are not. You know, when I saw this, oh, a red-haired Irishman woke up today and decided he was the spokesperson for African American pain and the one in charge of disciplining Africans, knowing very well this isn't your history and it is not your fight. Because if you really want to go into the history of your people to mine as an African from Southern Africa, we can go there. How your people participated, yes, yours, the Irish, participated and held positions of power in an apartheid regime that was very much modeled after Jim Crow against my people. How your people immigrated to my land as settlers, camouflaging themselves, blurring the lines for us not to know that they were seeking refuge in the same government that was ill-treating, disrupting, displacing, destructing, raping, unaliving people who look like me, whilst using the pain of my African American brothers and sisters against my African people. The unmitigated temerity to clothe yourself in dictatorship, allowing your DNA to activate the divide and conquer rule against us as black people. African Americans and Africans are family. Complicated? Absolutely. Messy? Sometimes. But it is our business, our conversation, that does not require a ginger referee from across the sea. The sad case scenario is that it was black people who made you feel safe and included. The issue is you confused hospitality with entitlement. You're a guest to this conversation, not a native. Centering yourself while thinking you are doing something noble. That's not allyship. It's ego. As an African, I'm going to need you to not confuse our pain or pride with your projection. You don't get to lecture Africans on how we relate to our diaspora. This is bloodline business, spiritual business. You weren't stolen, you weren't sold, and you were not branded. And you sure as hell were not born of the soil that still mourns its stolen children. What audacity, what leftover colonial confidence made you think we needed your opinion? African Americans and Africans have generations of complexity to unpack. We've been doing it, we are doing it, we will continue to do it without your unsolicited referee whistle. So let's be clear, Africans don't owe you softness and African Americans don't owe you access. And this white savior energy you're trying to sneak in, wrapped in solidarity, we see it, it's tired, it's dated, and it's offensive. You were made comfortable by black people who forgot the power of boundaries. You are not our equal in this space. You're a visitor and you've overstayed your welcome. You're not a savior, you're a tourist with a God complex. You showed up uninvited, opened your mouth and expected an applause. But let's be for real. Black liberation does not need your commentary. It doesn't need validation or your colonizer guilt dressed as compassion. It is not necessary to speak on black pain unless you are ready to name your people's hand in it. Y'all are always loud when it's safe and silent when it matters. That urge to utter, it reeks activism cosplay. My people, I always say that the minute you throw them a bone, these people are not here to dismantle power. They're just angry that they don't have enough of it. The funny thing is, these ones, they're not here to help. They're here to be seen helping. You speak with the confidence of someone who's never had to survive what we're still healing from. You don't want justice for African Americans. You just want credit for pretending you care. Y'all will literally colonize the conversation, then be confused when we push you out of it. You think empathy is interruption? That's why you should never lead in a space that is built on pain you've never carried. You know, where I'm from, we say, "Uphefumula ngenxeba." You insert yourself into our wounds, then get shocked when we bleed on you? When the savior complex is so deep that you can't even see that you are the problem you're pretending to fix. This is not your arena. You do not get to keep score. Coach of Black Unity, you do not insert yourself between a people separated by blood, war, and history. You have no business in the middle of a wound you didn't bleed for. And lastly, stop decorating your ego with black struggle. Anyoko.